Well, good day. Hello, welcome to SC Woodworks, where we try to make things out of things, with things. Today, I'm making a bottle cap catcher out of a block of aluminum. My original thought was to use a 1.5" Forstner bits, or a 1.5" Forstner bit, to try and drill straight through into the aluminum. And that didn't work. It was a fail. Any smart person would tell you that you should step up with your drill bits from small to large. Sometimes I'm smart, and sometimes I'm not. And this was one of those occasions when I was not smart. So after I clamped down my workpiece because I was deathly afraid of locking a Forstner bit in there and winding the spindle right off of the drill press, I tried to use a 1.5" drill bit to drill straight into the aluminum. It didn't work. Part of the reason it didn't work is because that bit is dull. But the other reason is because I needed to step it up. So I think I started with a 3/16 or something like that, and then just worked my way on up from there to the Forstners, all the way up to the 1.5". And I was wondering, do Forstner bits work for aluminum? So that was kind of what this video was about. It was to test woodworking tools with aluminum to see if it is possible. It turns out that it works okay. If your bits are dull, then they don't work very well, though. First bit of advice is make sure that all of your wood cutting implements are sharp, because it makes a huge difference. And it turns out that you can sharpen, I didn't really ever think about this before, but you can sharpen Forstner bits pretty easily. Just a metal file. And looking at the angles and follow the angles and sharpen away. So this next bit was pretty sharp. It was a 1 3/8". And it worked out pretty well. It just kind of bored right through everything. So clearly that one was pretty sharp. But the next one, the 1.5", which was the last step up, just wasn't cutting very well. I was trying to use lots of tap magic and to cut, but it just wasn't doing it. So I pulled it out of the drill press to sharpen it. I'd never sharpened a Forstner bit before, but I figured I'd give it a try. Apparently, it is very simple. You just follow your angles and use a file, preferably a sharp file, and sharpen it. And then after I sharpened it, man, it just cut great. And I say like butter there, but It was more like cutting aluminum. So then I loosened my little clamping system, wiped it off. The aluminum was very hot, and I filed it out to make it a little more friendly for touch. And that magnet just dropped right into the 1.5-inch slot. Virtually no effort, which is strange because a little bit later on in the video, I try to push it in again, and the magnet just didn't want to go in. So I think what had happened is during the drilling process, the aluminum heated up and expanded just ever so slightly, and then when it cooled later on in the video, the magnet didn't want to go into the slightly shrunken hole from the aluminum cooling. But let me know what you think in the comments if that's actually true. I don't really know. I'm just guessing. I don't know at all. It's just my best guess. So here I try to impact a bolt into the hole, and it is not a hardened bolt, and it's not made for threading aluminum. So it broke right off. Right in my hole. So I had to tap the middle of the broken bolt and drill it out. I think I used up a whole bottle of cutting oil for this video. But drilling it out worked out quite well. And file those flat and chamfer your edges so that it's a little bit more friendly to the touch. And then I used a sanding block to rough up the surface. I was going to make it polished, but then I thought about bottle caps hitting it all the time, and I thought they might nick up the surface. So if I started with a nicked up surface that was a purposely done nicked up surface, that it might preserve the look of it a little bit longer. And it turned out looking pretty cool. So this is where the magnet didn't really fit anymore. So I had to forcibly put it in, which is probably better anyway. It'll stick in better. I didn't have to use any adhesive in it at all. You will see me dripping some hot glue into the hole, and then putting a couple of washers on top of that. And that was just as a precaution, just in case. But probably unneeded. So it turned out looking pretty good. And this is the cat catcher in action. Anyway, thanks for watching, and catch me for later videos. The end.